session we saw what are the different parts of the digestive system, and today we are going to, in this particular session, and today we are going to take up what are the different digestive glands and the enzymes which are associated with these digestive glands. To understand this, let's take up the subtopics what we have here. First one, what are the different digestive glands which help in human digestion? The second one will be, what are the different enzymes which are present in different areas of the digestion? Third one, why liver secretions are so important even though they are not associated with any kind of enzymes. And the fourth one, why pancreas is generally called a heterocline gland. Now, to understand these topics, let's look at the first digestive gland, which is called as the salivary glands. On the screen, you find that there are salivary glands here, and there are three different salivary glands here. So, you have the parotid gland, then you have the sublingual gland, and then you have the submaxillary gland. Now, parotid gland, as you can see in the picture, they are in front of the ears, and sublingual and submaxillary gland are placed one below the tongue and the other one on the side of the jaws respectively. Now, what is the function of these salivary glands? These salivary glands will pour out a fluid secretion which is called as the saliva, and saliva is very important for the process of digestion because it makes the food very soft and chewy so that it can be pushed through the throat. The enzymes associated with these we will be looking at in the coming session. The next type of glands we see are, this on the screen is the liver. Now, we all know liver is very important even in not only for digestion, even the placing of that particular organ for various activities is very important. Liver is supposed to be the largest gland in our body, and this one is generally divided into a right lobe, and then it is also divided into a left lobe. And here you can see a green colored structure which is called as the gallbladder. Now, this gallbladder is also associated with liver because liver produces bile juices which are essential for various enzymatic activities, but liver itself cannot produce any kind of enzymes. Now, gallbladder function, what is the function of gallbladder? Now, this gallbladder will hold that bile juices which comes out of the liver so that it can retain the juices in itself. When the digestion is needed, it releases little by little of that bile juices. So, gallbladder function is to store the bile which is necessary for digestion. Liver is the only organ which can regenerate itself. You can always have a regeneration from a small part of the liver. Now, this liver you find on the right side, just above your abdomen. The next organ which is very important is pancreas. Pancreas is generally called as a heterocrine gland, or it is otherwise called as a mixed gland, or a heterocrine gland. Now, this gland, you can see here, it has an association with the gallbladder as well as you can see the pancreas here. All of them have a connection in between. The connection is there is a common bile duct which is coming out. Along with that, you find a duct which comes from the gallbladder. Now, along with the gallbladder's ducts, the common bile duct enters along with the pancreatic duct to form a common duct which is called as the hepatopancreatic duct. Now, this duct opens into the duodenum, which is the first part of the small intestine. Now, why do we say the first part of small intestine? This duodenum, in fact, doesn't have many enzymatic activities or does not help in any kind of digestion, but it is the place where the entire substances or chemicals and the enzymes of pancreas as well as the bile juices are released. Now, this is a very important place for all the enzymes to act at once. Pancreas produces digestive juices for digestion or the process of digestion, whereas it also produces hormones which regulate the sugar metabolism. So pancreas, which acts both as an exocrine as well as an endocrine gland, we give the term the heterocrine or mixed gland. Now pancreas is also very important. The enzymes which belong to all this particular gland, we will be taking up in the coming session, and pancreas are the area releasing of these enzymes from the pancreas will form the final products of digestion. Now let's look at certain kinds of questions here. What is saliva made up of? Saliva is made up of, I told you, it's a kind of fluid which it consists of an enzyme called salivary amylase, and it also contains certain kinds of salts along with 90% of water. The main feature of saliva is to make the food sticky and soft so that it can be easily pushed through the throat. Now liver, even though it is the largest gland in the body, it does not have any kind of enzymes. So we already seen this, liver is the largest gland. It does not have enzymes, but it does produce what is called as bile juice. So this reactions and all that we'll be taking up in the next session. Now why is pancreas called a heterocrine gland? Because it acts both as an exocrine and endocrine gland. Exocrine for the digestion and endocrine to produce hormones which are very important for sugar metabolism. Now coming to the next question, what is the organ which has the regenerative capacity? So liver is the only organ which actually regenerates itself. So the next question, what happens if a gallbladder is removed? So we all know that gallbladder stores the bile. So when it stores the bile, it needs that compartment. If gallbladder is removed for some particular reason, or there are certain cases where gallstones do form and the gallbladder is removed. Now what happens with this is, when the gallbladder is removed, there will not be any storage of bile, and the bile starts dripping little by little through the small intestine. The next one, where are the ducts of gallbladder, liver and pancreas opening into the alimentary canal? They all join together to form a common hepatopancreatic duct which opens into the duodenum. Now these are the questions for today, and we will be looking at, in the next session, we will be looking, a part of it, we will be looking at the process of digestion and what are the different enzymes which help in digestion, how the final digestion takes place. So that's all for today. Stay tuned with us, and then we'll be looking at the next session. Thank you.